Evening. We've arrived again. Starting in a few minutes' time. Good evening, Pollyanna. It has been another beautiful day. Another glorious day for you. Everyone had a good bank holiday. Anything to report? Evening on Facebook. You haven't been watching the news again, have you, Andrew? Dear. As you may discover if you keep coming along, the madness coming from our mind. Not coming from anywhere else. Oh, wow. That must have been nice. The RSPB. I didn't realize they had a walk in West Bromwich. I bet it was glorious out there, wasn't it? It's 7:30, folks. 7:30. Hello, Heather. Just in the nick of time. It's 7:30 on May the 25th, 2020. We're gathered here for Meditate with Adam. 64. There's a song, isn't there, with 64 in it? Good old Beatles number. And we have reached it. When we're 64, well, we are today. We are celebrating the 64th Meditate with Adam Day. Happy 64th. I wish you a pleasant meditation. This evening, as you may see, I'm holding a yellow book, sometimes known as the Yellow Book, a guide to the grateful way of life. And before we start our meditation, I'm going to begin with a short reading from Guide to the Grateful Way of Life. If you have a copy, it's on page 72. In the chapter, introduction to the chapter, which is entitled Grateful Seeds, along with the rich opportunities that our external world provides for encouraging the cultivation of gratitude, there are also many internal reasons within our mind, which our meditation practice can help us to be mindful of, that will help to enrich and grow our gratitude practice. In the film Jean de Florette, a family moves to a farm in France with a dream of the idyllic country life. They encounter great difficulty and hardship in identifying the water source to sustain their farm and crops. Their neighbors know precisely where it is, but withhold the information. The family live a poverty-stricken life of misery, spending endless hours and days seeking water, needing to expend tremendous energy traveling to other locations to bring water to their home, even though the source of water is right beneath them. They never discover the water and live out a tragic life, riddled with misery. Similarly, our dissatisfaction can lead us down many physical and mental roads in pursuit of happiness and freedom, while all the time the source of what we're looking for is inside of us, within our mind. Think how much time, effort, energy we've spent in trying to make our life conform to the wish that we have to be happy, and how much confusion as a consequence of our uncontrolled mind. How many mental pathways, physical pathways have we traveled to try and find peace and happiness? How many relationships, jobs, how much effort we've put into making money and protecting our reputation and status. It's an incredible amount of energy and time, how much heartache, how many tears have been shed in our pursuit of happiness. Wake up all the way through the day until we can't keep our eyes open any longer and we collapse into bed in the evening. Spent the entire day looking outside our mind for happiness. As living beings, we have two wishes: to be happy and to be free from suffering. That's all we want. We just want to be happy and free from suffering. The majority of the time we spend looking outside our mind for that. It seems suffering is caused by what's going on outside our mind, the old finger pointing, and happiness can be found outside the mind. We can solve our problems by changing and tinkering with our external world. But the source of happiness is in here. Yeah? Our mind's potential is extraordinary. Yeah, it's extraordinary. And this is what we're discovering in this Himalayan meditation series. We're using the word Himalayan because it's vast. The Himalayas are vast. You don't have to go to the Himalayas to do these meditations. You can do them in the park in West Bromwich if you want. Yeah, you can have a vaster experience of mind in the park there than you would do at the top of the Himalayas if you're doing these meditations correctly. You have a vast mind. We have extraordinary potential. The stress, agitation, and worry that we undergo come from gross levels of conceptual thoughts. We think it's because of other people, because of politicians and situations. No one else. No one else's fault. It's just all these thoughts that we have. They're up here. When we can pacify these states of mind through engaging in meditation, we can start to appreciate and enjoy the peace that arises when our mind becomes more subtle. Yeah? We can start to appreciate and enjoy the peace that arises when our mind becomes more subtle, experience inner peace and positivity. And now we have nourished and helped their farm to thrive throughout the time they were living there, but they didn't know where the water source was. So they had to walk for miles to try and get water, carrying it on their back, expending so much energy. It was a tragic story. Yeah. All the time they were sitting on it, the source of the water, but they didn't know where it was. And it's similar to human beings, you know. We spend so much time and energy looking outside, whereas all we need to do is turn inwards and come down here, like we've been doing in these meditations, and we will start to discover an endless source of peace and happiness. It's there. How wonderful. Let's go again. Sitting comfortably in your chair, on the floor, or wherever you may be sitting or lying. Ideally, with a straight back. I'm going to take 5 long inhalations. Deep inhalation. Hold. And breathe out. Deep inhalation. And breathe out. Deep inhalation. And breathe out. Deep inhalation. And breathe out. Final one. Deep inhalation. Hold it. And breathe out. Setting our compassionate intention for meditation. I'm training in meditation to bring peace into my life. And I'm going to share this experience with all those around me. May the suffering reduce in this world through my training in meditation. Letting our breathing normalize. Becoming one with the flow of your breathing. Then we can engage in the 9-round breathing practice. Deep inhalation. Hold it. Switch. Breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation. Hold, switch. Breathe out 3 times. Hands in the lap. Deep inhalation. Breathe out 3 times. Let's go again. Deep inhalation. Switch. Exhale 3 times. Deep inhalation. Switch. Exhale 3 times. Hands in the lap. Deep inhalation. Hold. Breathe out 3 times. Final round. Deep inhalation. Hold. Switch. Exhale 3 times. Deep inhalation. Hold. Switch. Breathe out 3 times. Hands in the lap. Deep inhalation, this time in your own time. Breathe in, hold it for as long as possible, and when you're ready, breathe out. Drawing our attention into our heart chakra. We're going deeper than our grosser conceptual thoughts into the world of the mind. Mind like the sky, formless, spacious, unobstructed. Conceptual thoughts have no power over us. in our meditation. We see them as clouds passing through the sky of the mind. And we spend some time now exploring the vast space in our mind, gaining insight into the nature of our mind and how it is different to our body. Our body is like a house, and our mind is like a resident in the house. But when we get a sense of the vastness of our mind, we can see that we are much more than this body, being locked in this body. Much, much more. Our mind has no boundary, like the sky. Our body is just like a vast mountain, and our breath like the wind. We recognize our conceptions are just clouds. They're just passing. Try to see them for what they are. And as our session begins to conclude, we dedicate the good energy. You can imagine a seed of light at our heart, radiating around our body, healing our body, around our home, around our street, touching everybody in our area. We dedicate the positive energy from our meditation so it reaches many people. Radiates across the country and across the world. We dedicate all the good positive energy for healing and happiness. All those who are sick, may they find relief. All those in fear, may they be free from their fears. Okay, thank you very much. When you're ready, open your eyes. If you have a good meditation, when you open your eyes, you realize that you are a different person. We are anyway, whether you like it or not. But a good meditation will realize, yeah, I've changed. Of course I've changed. The person I was now at 8 o'clock was different to the person I was at 7:30. We might feel the same, but that is our confusion, grasping on to permanence. Yeah, making us feel secure and safe. It's not real safety though. Feeling the same. We've completely changed. Even physically, we've changed. When we open our eyes and look around, we can think to ourselves, this world that I'm in is like a 360-degree synodome of the mind. Yeah. I don't know if you ever went to Alton Towers in the good old days. You would lie in a tent. It was like a marquee. Yeah. And you'd lie on the grass and look up, and you would be on a roller coaster. It was almost like virtual reality. You would feel you're on the roller coaster, and the roller coaster would move, and then you would go like in a jungle. And it was incredible, immersive experience. Kind of felt you were in it. It was a projection. We know about projection. What you're seeing now is a projection on the screen. We believe projections. When we come off the screen and we look around, we interact with things. we should explore the understanding that our world, the world that appears to us, is the creation of our mind. We're responsible for it. Explore that. Try to feel that connection. As I said yesterday, abide in a dream. When we dream, we appreciate the world that we are dreaming of is coming from our mind. It's a dream world. This is our waking world. It's also coming from our mind. It's not independent of our mind. This world that you're experiencing now does not exist outside of your mind. It's your world. You can decide the quality of your world, not by going down to IKEA, but by changing your mind. See you tomorrow, 8 a.m. for those early birds. It's not that early, really, is it? But 8 a.m. Have a wonderful night.